Can a sub $500 bass go toe-to-toe with a powerhouse $1,000 bass? In today's video, we'll be answering that question by shooting these two out in a blind test. But before we get into that blind test, for those of you who don't know, hi, my name is Dante. I am a guitar player and bass player turned audio engineer, aiming to give all of you guys the behind the scenes look into creating and mixing, mastering heavy music. But that being said, let's hop into full blind mix to see how these basses hold up. Let's go hop into that full mix real quick. All right, now with that full mix out of the way, let's compare these two basses before I give you guys a reveal. Let's go over the sub $500 bass. But before we do, none of these brands are sponsoring this video. No one's sponsoring this video. I'm doing this video out of my own time. Everything you will see in this video, I did purchase with my own hard-earned cash. Since I'm putting a disclaimer here as well, if you guys happen to be an artist or a band needing mixing or mastering services, click the first link in my description to be taken to my website to find a way to contact me. Let's work together and create something huge. Okay, now with that out of the way, let's finally get back into the specs. So, I had recently acquired this bass about a week ago. I've been playing around with it a little bit. This is the Ibanez SR300. It is the SR300 Aurora Burst, I believe is what the name is. Cerulean Aurora Burst. I did get this for below market price. Reason is because this bass is a B-stock bass, meaning there are some minor cosmetic things here on the back of the bass that the seller marked it down for. There's just some minor belt buckle rashes here on the back. I did buy this from a shop in Ohio for reverb called Guitar Sloth, so shout out Guitar Sloth for getting me this bass over really quickly. So spec-wise, obviously it's their SR shape. It's their super thin body bass. It's got a Niato body, 5-piece maple, and I believe it's walnut neck. Got a Chitoba fretboard, 24 frets. It's got Ibanez own brand hardware for bridge, tuners, pickups, and preamp. It's got a volume, pickup blend, 3-band EQ, and their what they're calling a power tap switch, which it's down coil split, middle humbucker, top power tap. But in the mix, I just used the regular humbucker sound. Got a standard 34-inch scale, I believe plastic nut, which standard, budget-friendly stuff. I did replace the original strap buttons with the Marzo clip locks because I'm keeping this bass, and with every bass or instrument that I I know I'm gonna keep, put those guys on there. And now, the not so wallet friendly bass. This is the ESP LTD Surveyor E7. It's their, P-shape body. It's got an alder body, a 1-piece maple neck. It's got ebony board with 21 frets. It's got a Goto bridge, Seymour Duncan pickups. It's a precision in the neck, jazz in the bridge. It's got passive electronics. It's got a tone, pickup blend, volume, and I believe Goto tuners as well. So now that we know the specs of both, let's talk about tone. Tonally speaking, both basses do sound different, and that's purely because of A, the pickups they have in there, and B, this one's passive, the other one has a active preamp in it, so that'll change your tone a bit. Preamp out of the way, both basses sound great. I used the exact same signal chain for recording both basses. I used 50-50 split for both pickups when recording both basses. I did notice that this bass does have a particular mid-range snarl to it, which I really like, and that's partly because of the P pickup, which has an iconic mid-range tone to it. With this guy, did the same exact thing. I did volume all the way up, both pickups 50-50 split. I didn't touch the EQ on the preamp at all. I didn't touch the power tab at all. But both basses do sound great. They do have their own sound. This guy does sound a bit darker, fuller, which is not bad. It's just personal taste. But both basses do sound phenomenal in a mix. If you want more of a broader tone, give this guy a try. If you guys want something a bit more in your face, aggressive, maybe give this guy a try. Who knows? And I'm not saying that, you know, you can't get these basses to sound the same. You definitely can, but you know, there'd be sonic differences between the two. So tonally, it's just taste. I will be doing a reveal later in the video. Let's go over the general fit and finish of the guitar now that we've talked about specs and tone. I did mention I did get this for B stock, meaning there were some minor cosmetic stuff on the back, which you guys probably can't see, which it's minor cosmetic stuff is gonna happen anyway when playing any instrument, so that's no big deal. But yeah, other than the minor cosmetic stuff on the back, which again is no big deal, the bass is great. Finish is really smooth on this. There's nothing that I can really point out in terms of finish. Neck feels really good. It's really smooth. I've always been a fan of like maple necks, especially when they're multi-laminated necks like this, which is funny. This is actually my first instrument with walnut stripes on the back when having multi-pieces. I've just always preferred maple. Just, you know, feel right to me. Obviously, Jatoba, standard fretboard for a lot of instruments now, especially in this price range. I have another guitar over here. You guys can actually see it right there. My Telly, that has Jatoba, so that's great as well. The only thing I can kind of talk about is the fretboard did need, you know, hydrating when I got it. So I did put, you know, my standard cleaning process with just lemon oil and some wood conditioner, polish and conditioner on it, but looks great now. Access to all 24 frets is really cool just because of the carved neck heel back here. It's great. It's a great build, especially for 350 bucks. If I didn't know the price of this and I was blindfolded, I wouldn't have guessed. This was 350. I probably would have guessed this was, you know, something closer to like 700-800. Sounds great, feels great. No sharp fret ends. Everything's leveled for the fretboard. It's a great bass. And this bass, I did get this bass for full price. I did buy this late 2020, early 2021, sometime around there from Sweetwater. Shout out Sweetwater and shout out Colin for always, you know, being a great place to shop at. They're my number one place to shop at now. Colin is my Sweetwater rep, so shout out Colin. But I did buy this from there a couple years ago, like 4 years ago now. This bass is heavier than that one. That's partly just because it is a thicker body. And it also just has a traditional block on it, so there's more material here that's adding a little bit to the weight, which is not bad. Weight, I don't care too much about, just as long as it's, you know, under 10 pounds, and I believe this is like 9.5, something around there. Feel on this one obviously feels a little bit better, keyword a little bit better than my Ibanez. The neck is a bit sleeker on this one, a bit smoother. Finish on the body, also same thing. It's a lot smooth, not a lot smoother, but it's still smoother than that one. It's a mirror shine. Both have a metallic finish, which is really cool. It's kind of hard to see on this one, but I promise you it's there. There is starting to become a little bit of a shine on the back of the neck, just because I have played this a lot. Neck is a bit thicker on this guy too. But that's about it in terms of feel. Neck's a bit thicker, body's a bit thicker, a little bit heavier, but they both play pretty similarly, so in terms of playability, practically identical. The only thing you will notice between the two, again, is just weight and, you know, a bit of a tonal difference between pickups between the two. This one does have a classic, you know, PJ tone to it, so if you're familiar with that tone, you know what it sounds like. You know, it's very popular sound when recording. You hear it everywhere from, you know, obviously like the demo mix you guys heard, like a punk metal-y kind of thing, to funk, and, you know, everything else you hear these pickups everywhere. To wrap this video up, both basses sound incredible. They both feel great. Really, it's just, at the end of the day, if money is not, or, you know, something that you need to worry about, both basses, take your pick. It's really just comes down to tone and weight, honestly, because this guy is, because it has a dual humbucker setup, a soap bar humbucker setup, this will have a slightly different sound than this guy. So it really just comes down to personal preference. You know, modern day manufacturing in 2025 has gotten so good that you don't really need to worry too much about build. But yeah, both basses sound great. again, it just comes down to personal preference and tone. And since I did buy these online, so I just want to give the respective shout out to both places. I want to give a shout out to Sweetwater for, you know, being, you know, an awesome place to buy from. To Guitar Sloth from Ohio. Again, I did buy this from them. Shout out for them, to them for getting this shipped out really quickly. They also had their own inspection on this as well, like Sweetwater does with their instruments. So that's really cool. So shout out to both brands. But with that being said, let's hop into a real quick reveal. A was that guy, the LTD. B was this guy. Here are the isolated tones for you guys. So with those isolated tones out of the way, let me know what you guys think of the tones in the description or in the comment section below. Let me know what you guys think of both instruments in terms of what I've talked about. If you guys happen to own either of these instruments, let me know what you guys think. That being said, again, if you guys happen to be an artist or a band in the need of mixing or mastering services, click the first link in the description box to be taken to my website. Let's work on something cool together. But that being said, if you guys want content or around any particular topic in audio production, let me know in the comment section below and I will be gladly consider those. With that being said, see you guys in the next video. Rock on, guys.